we're thinking about that right now. Those are the things we're talking about right now.
Donald Trump used to be one of the most powerful men in the world.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
While his youngest son, Barron, remains silent in the background. Now that Barron is growing up, many people are wondering, what kind of a Trump man will Barron become? There are a few sides to this story, and the real truth is,
Donald Trump has become the first former U.S. president to face criminal prosecution.
Donald's past and present mistakes could have a shocking impact on Barron's future. It's like Donald always has to have the first and last word on everything. When it comes to Barron's future, he apparently wants to set the record straight. Donald recently agreed to an in-depth 1-hour interview with Megyn Kelly. Megyn grilled Donald on a wide range of political topics, but the most shocking subject got way more personal.
How's Barron doing?
Donald really got into this topic with Megyn because it gave him another chance to brag. He pointed out how tall Barron is. Donald claims his son is about 6'8" right now. Donald said that Barron is a good-looking kid and a great student. Barron will be heading to college soon, and Donald claims that he and Barron's mom, Melania, are looking at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania.
The Wharton Way is a set of guiding principles that really shape how Wharton influences the world.
You might not know this, but that's where Donald went to school.
So here I am, great schools.
And Barron's half-siblings, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Tiffany, went to the University of Pennsylvania too. Although inside sources at Wharton claim that the school doesn't want to associate itself with Donald, especially right now, with Donald's world crashing down due to serious allegations and lawsuits.
This is his 4th criminal indictment in less than 5 months.
But if Barron ends up going to school in Pennsylvania, what is Melania going to do back in Palm Beach? At least Barron is going to a school in Florida right now. Melania enrolled him in an exclusive school called the Oxbridge Academy in 2021. Barron is expected to graduate from Oxbridge in 2024. Inside sources at the school claim that Barron loves Oxbridge. There was even a rumor that Barron spent his 16th birthday with his friends from school. If that's the real truth, then there wasn't a big fancy birthday celebration with the Trump family. Did Barron want it that way? Some parents were allegedly concerned about Barron going to Oxbridge. Secret Service still has to protect him at school. School officials claim that security service keeps as out of sight as possible. But if one horrifying rumor is true, Barron needs all the security he can get. Inside sources allege that an unnamed woman from Chicago got arrested this past summer in Florida. This woman teaches social studies, but she wasn't interested in teaching at Barron's school. Allegedly, this woman only came to Florida to stalk Donald and Barron. Shockingly, she threatened to end Donald and Barron's lives. These threats were detailed in an unbelievable email that the woman wrote. She mentioned hurting or fatally injuring Donald and Barron, and you won't believe where authorities found this woman. In March, the woman was found outside the Oxbridge Academy. She obviously knew that Barron was a student there. Later, media outlets confirmed a shocking detail with inside sources. Insiders claim that the woman had sent the threatening email to a school in Palm Beach County, Florida, and it was allegedly Oxbridge Academy. I bet Melania was really panicked about the shocking possibility that Barron could have been seriously hurt. She has always protected and shielded Barron.
Hello, extra.
Shockingly, sources who knew Melania before she married Donald and after he became president all say the same thing. Melania doesn't have a close group of girlfriends. Allegedly, she prefers spending time with her family, and since Barron is her only child, she's allegedly built her life around being Barron's devoted mom. At least Melania isn't totally alone in Donald's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach.
Tonight, the first in-laws, Melania Trump's parents.
Inside sources claim that her parents also live behind the walls of Donald's huge Florida estate, and sources closer to Melania say that her parents helped to raise Barron too. Sources want to set the record straight on what Melania's life is like now. After those crazy years in the White House, these sources allege that Melania refuses to talk about Donald's long list of legal problems, especially the alleged affair that Donald had with the adult entertainer named Stormy Daniels.
She became Stormy Daniels as an adult actress.
But Melania did manage to talk Donald into something. Shockingly, inside sources claim that Melania has renegotiated Barron's so-called billion-dollar trust fund, and you will not believe what that means for Barron's future.
Barron Trump's best fashion moments are...
Allegedly, this is the third time that Melania has entered into a legal discussion regarding her prenuptial agreement with Donald. But the sources who made those claims weren't throwing shade at Melania for being greedy.
We have to start with Melania, what she puts up with.
Because she's allegedly not thinking about her financial future. Instead, Melania is more worried about Barron. Inside sources who are close to Donald claim that he could be the Republican frontrunner in the next presidential election. While non-Trump supporters continue throwing shade at Donald, they claim to know why Melania wants to renegotiate Barron's trust fund. This is all because of the multiple lawsuits that Donald is currently facing. So what does that mean for Barron's future if Donald's world comes crashing down? Besides the fact that Donald could do jail time if he's found guilty in a court of law, he would also be facing severe financial penalties. And Donald would have to pay those penalties out of his own pocket. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars in penalties. Can you see now why Melania is so concerned about Barron's future?
It doesn't get any less awkward with other forms of PDA.
According to sources who are legal and financial experts, Melania's renegotiated prenup will provide a more solid future for Barron, especially if Donald goes to jail and ends up owing the court hundreds of millions. One source even claimed to know the real truth about Melania's prenup. Shockingly, this source alleged that Melania will remain married to Donald even if his world comes crashing down. That's because her prenup is now technically a postnup, and the new agreement will make Barron better off financially, no matter what happens to Donald. But when it comes to Barron's future, Donald seems convinced that Barron will attend the Wharton School of Finance. Donald says that Wharton is the toughest school to get into. He has also alleged that he was a great student there. In fact, Donald once claimed that he graduated at the top of his class at Wharton.
What you may not remember is he also questioned President Obama's intelligence.
But the real truth has been exposed, and what Donald did is really twisted, because Donald actually lied about his grades. And how that lie was exposed is unbelievable. Inside sources discovered that Donald threatened to sue Wharton if they released his GPA. Sources wondered why Donald would do that, so they secretly investigated Donald's education, and you won't believe what they discovered. If Donald had actually graduated from Wharton with honors, his GPA would have to be 3.4 or above. But Donald's GPA was determined to be average, or even below average. Some sources even accused Donald of cheating on his SATs to get into college. And there's another rumor that Donald could possibly have violated student conduct at Wharton. That's another fancy way of saying that he allegedly cheated to get better grades, although both of these rumors remain unproven. But one thing's for sure, inside sources at the Wharton School of Finance don't want to talk about Donald. Shockingly, no building at the school bears the name of former President Trump. Even more unbelievable, a pro-Donald student group at Wharton was shut down by school officials. Donald may have even confessed the real truth in a secretive way. He's been quoted as saying that his degree from Wharton doesn't prove very much. But another serious lawsuit might prove something worse for Donald. Recently, a judge in Manhattan's Supreme Court ruled that Donald and the entire Trump organization had overvalued his wealth. Basically, the judge is accusing Donald of lying about how rich he is, just to get better loans from banks. If Donald actually loses this court case, he could lose control of some of his most famous real estate, including Trump Tower, where Barron grew up. Of course, Donald is appealing the judge's decision. He even went on Truth Social, the social media platform he owns. And Donald posted a message to his devoted followers that the trial in Manhattan is a witch hunt and an attack on the Trump family. Whatever the outcome is, it looks like Barron's future is far more uncertain, at least when it comes to him taking on a leading role in the Trump family empire like the rest of his half-siblings. Do you think that Donald's mistakes could affect Barron's future? Will Barron go to the school that Donald went to? What do you think about Barron's financial future? Let me know in the comments below.